Terence Crawford isn't one to tiptoe around controversy, and when asked who he thinks will win the upcoming rematch between Oleksandr Usyk,
You a lying dog.
I don't know, that blow was
If that blow landed on you like that, you wouldn't say that you would say what?
Usyk.
You would say it's a low blow if it was landing on you.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
and Daniel Dubois, he didn't hesitate. Usyk, hands down, Crawford said with absolute conviction. It was a short, sharp, and confident prediction from the two-weight undisputed world champion, one that quickly sparked heated debate across the boxing world. With Crawford himself preparing for a monumental showdown against Canelo Alvarez, his stance carried even more weight. Yet despite pushback from fans and pundits alike, Crawford remained firm, even when pressed about the controversial first fight between the Ukrainian and the British powerhouse. Crawford dismissed the notion that the infamous fifth-round sequence—
Not mad at the ref for calling out a low blow.
Usyk.
He an Usyk fan, bro.
You right.
That is your guy, though.
Usyk's a
Usyk.
good dude. He's a hell of a fighter.
Usyk
He's
gonna
on the
win.
belt.
But the first time before Usyk fought Tyson Fury, did you think Usyk could beat Tyson Fury?
Usyk.
Truthfully, no.
I picked him both
For
times.
real?
Stop
No, the
playing
first
with me.
time you picked him?
Both times.
Because you was high on Tyson Fury at one time.
Both times. I knew the movement was gonna give Tyson Fury problems. Tyson Fury, you know what I mean, is a great heavyweight champion, but he never was fighting people that's as elusive as him.
You see Ryan against Devin, right?
when Dubois landed a punch that was ruled a low blow, had any real bearing on the outcome. According to him, Usyk was never truly in danger. He believes the reigning unified heavyweight champion weathered the moment, reset, and proved his superiority by stopping Dubois in the ninth. Their first bout, held in August 2023, ended in a dramatic finish. Usyk retained his WBA.
I've been punched in the stomach by sparring partners and I've been kicked in the groin by ex-girlfriends. When you got hit around that area, what did it feel like?
Це було боляче, it was pain.
The pain that makes you sick in the groin or the pain that makes you gasp in the belly?
You know, like a punch and like a seed and like a up, down, up, down.
But it was a body shot. It was a body shot.
Okay, bro.
That was clear.
It was in the past. Okay, body shot. Body shot,
Yeah,
bro. What is body
body
shot?
shot, man.
Like a body shot.
I'll
body
show
shot.
you again.
Body shot. It's
I'll
like
show you
this. It's
again.
not this.
That wasn't there. You didn't go like that.
Listen, my friend.
I think one thing
What's
that fans...
going on? This body shot. This body shot. It's not. It's,
Oh,
not,
okay.
it's not only one punch. It's not only one. You punch every time. I don't know who you talk to. Punch like both on Usyk. Listen, you boxer. You're not fighter MMA. You boxer, Daniel, world champion. Hey, guy,
Come on.
smile.
Come on.
And the
Come
point
on.
is, that groin protector,
Huh?
like the groin protector, if you push that and hit that, it all moves. So you don't have to punch right on it
Yeah,
to pressure it.
yeah, bro. Now is like a story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was in the past.
Yeah.
We have now new fight. We have today, present, now. Future, I don't know. In the past, today.
WBO and IBF titles after gradually taking control of the fight and forcing a stoppage. But not everyone agreed with how it all went down. The fifth-round shot from Dubois, which dropped Usyk, was deemed a low blow by the referee, and Usyk was granted several minutes to recover. That decision remains hotly debated to this day, with many claiming it should have been ruled a legal body shot. Still, Usyk kept his belts and reinforced his legacy as one of the finest technical boxers of this era. Now, with the rematch officially set for—
And I've been able to see the resurgence of Daniel Dubois. It's been beautiful. It's been amazing. He's been able to change the minds of those who doubted him. And the big win he just got over Joshua.
July at London's Wembley Stadium, the stakes couldn't be higher. Usyk, 38, is the reigning undisputed heavyweight champion, having added the WBC title to his collection after edging out Tyson Fury in a split-decision classic earlier this year. But to fulfill a contractual rematch with Fury, Usyk vacated his IBF belt, creating a power vacuum that Dubois quickly filled. Dubois, just 27,
He, to me, has become a fighter that just about any weight class can look at and take something from.
Usyk.
Usyk, yes, sir, because he has a style and a technique that kind of crosses over a lot of the weight classes, just like he did, as a professional.
has used that opportunity to reinvent himself. Since his loss to Usyk, he's gone on a tear through the heavyweight division, stacking up 3 consecutive knockout victories. He stopped Jarrell Miller, flattened the previously unbeaten Filip Hrgovic, and shocked the world with a knockout win over former champion Anthony Joshua. That run has elevated him to IBF world champion and rebranded him as a serious threat to Usyk's dominance.
Calling for?
You know what? I've been calling for Dubois to win. I think Dubois...
Is that because you think he can win, or is it because you want him to win?
I think, no, you know, Oleksandr Usyk and I got on really well. He gave me his jacket once. He gave me a coat. It was nice. It was nice of me.
You might ask for that back.
No, I gave it to my dad. My dad don't give me it back. I think he's going to sell it soon. I just think it's about timing, really. Oleksandr Usyk, nearing 40. He's not physically... He's not a heavyweight. I don't think he's a heavyweight at all. I think he's still...
Despite beating legitimate heavyweights like Tyson Fury,
yeah,
who are real
I don't think he's a heavy... I really don't. I think he could do cruiserweight still now. I just think it's the timing. Daniel Dubois is getting better and better all the time. And I just think this is the right time for Daniel Dubois to beat Usyk.
Rematch narrative has evolved into a classic battle of youth versus experience. Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight king, has conquered boxing's top tiers with skill, footwork, and ring intelligence. But at 38, questions are starting to emerge. Has the long career and a grueling string of high-level fights finally begun to take their toll? British heavyweight Dave Allen, who has sparred with both men, believes so. Allen is backing Dubois to pull off the upset this time. He points to timing.
Maybe when he was fighting him the first time, he was careful. He was smarter. He knew, he was very cagey, thinking, I don't know what I'm going to expect. I'm fighting the best ever, you know what I mean? In Usyk, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. But now, because he might be overconfident, or he might think, I've got his number, I know how to beat him, and he opens up a little bit more, he'll end up getting caught more, he might get hurt more. Might be an easier fight for him.
A crucial ingredient in boxing, as the reason he's picking the younger fighter. Usyk, Allen argues, has never been a true heavyweight and is beginning to show the wear of battle. In contrast, Dubois is entering his physical prime and finally looks like a complete fighter. Former world champion Amir Khan offered a more nuanced take. He agrees that Dubois has become a much more dangerous opponent since their first encounter.
Usyk was a lucky man. Timing was right for him. That's all I can say about that. What's done's done, but let me tell you, good luck to Oleksandr Usyk. He deserves to stay champion for a long time, but again, he's going to go on too long. And I just see now Daniel Dubois becoming a multi-belt champion soon, because how many fights you got in you? You come up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, you got these big men banging away at you. He's only got to walk into one, and the bar's up for him, and he's on a good win over Anthony Joshua. He had a good fight with the American Miller, and at the end of the day, I just think it's a young man's game and anything can happen, but you could well see a new champion in Wembley soon.
However, Khan believes that confidence can be a double-edged sword. He speculates that Dubois' more conservative approach in their first meeting actually allowed him to stay competitive. With 3 big knockouts under his belt, Khan warns that Dubois may enter the rematch too aggressively, leaving himself wide open to Usyk's counters. That could make this fight even easier for Usyk than the first, Khan said.
Oh, wow, long time. You're the champ. You're the champ. Let's go, champ.
Oleksandr Usyk's going to face Daniel Dubois in England and Wembley. Who do you think wins that one?
I like Usyk.
Meanwhile, John Fury, the always outspoken father of Tyson Fury, firmly sides with Dubois. Fury believes Usyk is on the decline after going through back-to-back wars with his son. He insists the Ukrainian has become more vulnerable and says Dubois, with his youth and punching power, only needs to land one clean shot to end it. This is the perfect time for Dubois, Fury said. He's fresh, he's hungry, and he hits like a truck. On the other side of the fence, many respected voices in the boxing community.
Shown that he can overcome difficult times in fights now. And I think the victory over Anthony Joshua is going to propel his confidence levels to an all-time high. So I think he's well in this fight. I think he's a super dangerous challenger. And he'll go into it with a lot of belief. But I believe that belief will get shrunk. As the rounds pass and as the shots start getting landed on him, the questions will be asked of him again. Oleksandr Usyk will be victorious. I'm going Usyk again, and I think by late stoppage, if not points.
Stoppage?
I think he can stop him. Yeah, I just think he figures it out. It's what his mindset and the frequency he's on is a different level to everybody else. It's like this guy's gone up against a 6'9" monster in Tyson Fury and figured him out.
Yeah.
This guy's gone up against one of the biggest punches in boxing in Anthony Joshua and figured him out twice. He's already beaten Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is a big, strong guy. Immense power. I give him all the credit in the world. And he's overcome many demons, but he hasn't shown us yet that he can get this job done over 12 rounds, and I just don't see him.
Continue to ride with Usyk. Shannon Briggs, never shy with his opinions, kept things simple. Usyk all the way. For Briggs, the Ukrainian's most dangerous weapon isn't power or size, it's his mind. He praised Usyk's intelligence, composure, and adaptability, noting those qualities separate him from most heavyweights. He's got a boxing brain you can't teach, Briggs said. Another vocal Usyk supporter is Tony Bellew, who once shared the ring with the Ukrainian. Bellew has consistently praised Usyk's technical brilliance.
Very quickly, Fury, AJ next, you think both of them coming off losses? It's the fight we always wanted to see as domestic boxing fans.
Yeah, I suppose that fight is right there and everybody still wants to see it. But to be honest, we've still got Daniel Dubois. And I was sat next to Daniel Dubois.
Triple D, baby.
Triple D, baby, all day, every day. Let me just tell you this. In my eyes, for me, he's the only one. Triple D is the only one, Daniel Dubois is the only one that's ever hurt Usyk and put him down on the floor, made him think. And he was down there for like 3-4 minutes. So who's to say that once he fights Usyk again, to go out there and absolutely destroy him and bring our belts back to our country like it's supposed to.
And unmatched conditioning. In his view, the first fight exposed a mental weakness in Dubois. He folded in the 9th, Bellew claimed. While he acknowledged that Dubois has improved significantly, he remains convinced that Usyk will again seize control in the later rounds, where his stamina and strategy usually shine brightest. Yet, not everyone is sold. Prince Nassim Hamed believes Dubois has what it takes to shock the world.
Daniel Dubois, what do you make of that fight, the rematch? I think it's the best fight. I think they're the best two heavyweights in the world. And there was a bit of controversy with the last time, which goes with the grain in boxing, doesn't it? A bit of controversy, but no, I think Daniel's got a better chance than he had the first time. Yeah, what with the win off Joshua, that his confidence is massively up. Well, when he fought Usyk last time, he come off the defeat from Joyce, and but now he's absolutely flying. He's got as good a chance, better chance than he had the first.
He points to that disputed 5th round in the first fight as a rare moment when Usyk looked uncertain. That was the only time I've seen Usyk rattled, Hamed said. He believes that moment revealed something deeper, that Dubois has the tools to get inside Usyk's head. With his momentum, power, and confidence, Hamed is predicting a major upset. If he fights clean this time, Hamed said, Dubois could dominate, and even destroy Usyk to become undisputed.
I'm thinking he's ready. He's been through the trials and tribulations. He's the King Slayer, and he's got the power. He's been there before, so he was just there. He knocked the guy down, so he knows what he needs to do. So it would be great for him to do it. Another man do it for Great Britain. It's not an easy task, but he's definitely the man that can go through with it. He's done the work. He's gone through the pedigree, and he's a certified champion. So, I think he has big hopes. So it's definitely his place. He's at home. He's focused. He's determined. This is his dream. So, there's nothing stopping him.
You were there that night in September last year when he took on Anthony Joshua in front of 96,000 people. Were you shocked by what you saw that night?
Not shocked. I knew Daniel had it in him. The fact that he had the confidence to go out there, even the ring walk, I could tell was pretty solid going out there. And I was very happy for him when he won, because that shot came from right field and it met its target.
With so many voices and opinions split down the middle, the rematch at Wembley promises to be one of the year's most intriguing showdowns. Whether it ends in redemption for Dubois or reaffirmation of Usyk's greatness, one thing is certain: the boxing world will be watching, as the highly anticipated rematch between Oleksandr...
Still a fantastic fight regardless. Obviously, Dubois had a bit of growing since his first time out with Usyk. So, yeah, it still makes for a very intriguing fight. But I do think for the most part it's pretty much going to go the same way. Not to take anything away from Daniel and his progression over time, but ultimately I just think Usyk is a hard man to bet against at the moment.
Under Usyk and Daniel Dubois draws closer, more voices from the boxing world are weighing in, not just on the physical matchup, but on the psychological, technical, and legacy-driven narratives that surround it. Ricky Hatton offered a unique psychological angle, attributing Dubois's lackluster performance in their first fight to lingering mental scars from his previous...
Eric, in regards to yourself, are you going to just sit back and see what happens with Dubois and Usyk first?
Yes, because I want to sit down and watch it. So, give a shout out to Daniel. Good luck anyway. You'll be fighting a guy who's very on point. Yeah, I'll be watching.
Lost to Joe Joyce. According to Hatton, Dubois hadn't fully regained his self-belief at the time, and that doubt showed in the ring. However, recent knockout wins and a resurgence in confidence could make Dubois a far more dangerous and assertive opponent this time around. A mentally renewed Dubois, Hatton suggested, might be capable of presenting Usyk with an entirely different challenge.
So, as I mentioned at the start, I'm here for the rematch for Oleksandr Usyk, Daniel Dubois, second time. The first time they fought, Dubois got stopped with a heavy, stiff-looking jab from the southpaw position, and people questioned his desire and heart for the game, saying that he kind of quit. He did get dropped with a right hand, and he did just stand up in time, like 9 seconds, and the referee waved it off. But he had a really good fight. He really did give Usyk something to think about. He hit him with that low blow. It was borderline. It wasn't straight in the crown jewels, but it was a low blow, and the referee declared it no knockdown. And a big fuss and song and dance was made about it being a low blow. Frank Warren made a big deal about it, and fair enough. Dubois put Usyk on the floor, and it was borderline. And you've probably seen everything. It was ruled a low blow, so it didn't go in Daniel Dubois' favour. Usyk got 4 or 5 minutes to recover, climbed off the floor, and then ended up stopping Daniel Dubois with a solid right hand. I think it was round 9. And yeah, won the fight, defended his titles. But this is the rematch, and Dubois is a different animal. He's a better fighter now. He's had some great wins against Gerald Miller, Hrgovic. He absolutely splattered Anthony Joshua. We've seen that fight, and he's now full of confidence. He's on the crest of a wave, and he's a guy now getting into the ring really, really solidly, believing in himself. He's like a new fighter. He's now IBF world champion. He's not beaten the champ to get the title.
Lennox Lewis reignited controversy by focusing on the pivotal 5th round of their first bout. He criticized the referee's decision to call Dubois' body shot a low blow, a ruling that allowed Usyk time to recover and eventually take over. Lewis argued that it was a turning point in the fight and pointed out that Usyk may have shown vulnerability to body shots.
I know why I'm saying that, because I learned box from my brother with Saxpo. Not only learn from that, but I know how to stop and cross the ring. But Daniel Dubois does. I was respecting the Usyk to get beat by a Gypsy King, but I was surprised, shocked. He beat Gypsy King twice. And Joshua is good, he's a tough guy, but he doesn't know how to cross the ring. That's the reason why you see Usyk is schooling them. I think Daniel Dubois will never change. He'll just keep his style, but Usyk is more higher than him, and he's going to keep the same thing, same stuff. Just try to avoid that box shot.
Believes that experience has hardened Dubois, and that, if given another chance, he could capitalize on that weakness. From a technical standpoint, Fabio Wardley provided a more measured take. Having spent time in the ring with both men, Wardley acknowledged Dubois' clear improvement and increased physicality. However, he still sees Usyk as the superior boxer due to his ring IQ, movement, and adaptability.
I think it's a very good fight. It's a very good fight because obviously they met before. Obviously, you just have to see what Dubois turned up and what Usyk turned up. You know, obviously Usyk's very consistent. Usyk's very consistent. Dubois has been consistent, but he's had some inconsistency in his career as well. You know what I mean? Obviously the two ones that stick out is against Usyk and against Joe Joyce. You know what I mean? But obviously, but Usyk has always been consistent. You know, these fights he's been hurt, fights he's been, wobbled and stuff, and he's such a consistent professional. You know what I mean? But Dubois has got power and he's got confidence, and right now he's flying high at the minute, so it's hard to pick a winner right now.
While impressed by Dubois' development, Wardley remained confident that Usyk's skill set would ultimately carry him to victory again. Derek Chisora, who has also faced both fighters, refrained from making a firm prediction, but stressed just how difficult it is to beat someone as mentally sharp and strategically sound as Usyk. Though he acknowledged Dubois' progress, Chisora's comments made clear that Usyk remains one of the most disciplined and tactically advanced fighters in the sport. Carl Froch offered one of the more balanced perspectives. He believes the rematch will be significantly closer than the original fight, thanks to Dubois' impressive comeback and rise in confidence. Still, Froch leans slightly toward Usyk, citing the Ukrainian's deep experience and refined technique. Yet, he also warned that age could play a factor, suggesting the gap between the two has narrowed considerably. Adding a layer of intrigue, heavyweight contender Martin Bacol stirred headlines by claiming he had stopped both men in sparring. While sparring lacks the stakes and structure of sanctioned bouts, Bacol dismissed Dubois' chances entirely, arguing that he lacks the tactical depth to outthink Usyk. Regardless of how his sparring claims are perceived, Bacol's confidence only added fuel to the fire. Dillian White took a more analytical route, evaluating the rematch through career patterns. He pointed out Dubois' past struggles in high-pressure moments, particularly against Joyce and Usyk, but acknowledged the significance of his recent bounce-back performances. White believes that while Usyk remains the favorite, Dubois now has a real chance, provided he stays composed and seizes any openings. This rematch represents more than just another heavyweight clash. For Usyk, it's a chance to become a two-time undisputed champion, a feat that would cement his place among the all-time greats. For Dubois, it's an opportunity to rewrite his narrative, not just as a powerful puncher, but as a complete and mentally resilient champion ready to conquer the division's best.